The fork is such a simple tool, but have you ever stopped to think about where it actually came from? Believe it or not, this little utensil has a surprisingly dramatic history. It all began in ancient Egypt, where people used large, two-pronged tools, not for eating, but for serving food. Imagine that. Back then, they thought, why complicate things when we have fingers? Eating with your hands was the norm, and forks were just a way to help serve the meal. As time went on, the fork started to evolve. By the Middle Ages, it made its way into the homes of the wealthy in the Byzantine Empire. But even then, it wasn't commonly used for eating. Instead, it was more of a fancy accessory for serving and cutting. The real plot twist happened in the 11th century when a Byzantine princess married into Italian royalty and brought forks with her. Can you picture the scene? Italians were baffled by this strange pronged tool. Some even thought that using a fork was disrespectful to God because, after all, God gave us fingers. Fast forward to the Renaissance. Enter Catherine de' Medici, an Italian noblewoman who introduced forks to France when she married King Henry II. At first, people were scandalized. Can you imagine seeing someone twirl spaghetti with a fork for the first time? It must have seemed like pure witchcraft. But as the 18th century rolled around, forks became a staple across Europe. Their design improved from 2 prongs to 4, making them perfect for stabbing, scooping, and twirling. Suddenly, forks weren't just for royalty, they were for everyone. And here's the best part. Forks aren't just practical. They've become a symbol of etiquette and sophistication. Using one shows you're civilized, even if you're just eating fries. It's fascinating to think that such a small tool could carry so much weight in terms of social norms and culture. So, the next time you pick up a fork, remember you're holding a piece of history, one that's been through centuries of evolution, scandal, and innovation. Who knew that something so simple could have such a rich and intriguing story?